Hello everybody, happy hump day. It's Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield here from Transport Evolved with, by popular request, Pepper the Border Collie, who's just woken up. And by the end of this, I expect to be presenting me with a toy to throw. Although he is being super adorable right now, which is unusual for this time of the day. Thank you so much to everyone who answered the question yesterday, why do you have to be so rude? I actually filmed it with a friend over, and when I came up with that, we both ended up singing that song at the same time in unison, which I thought was very funny. But what do I want to talk to you about today? Well, I want to talk to you about something that's been on my mind now for probably 6 months or so. In fact, maybe even longer. Namely, why are car companies negating to include electric vehicles in their holiday sales promotions and in their regular car brochures where they advertise more than one model at the same time? Now, it's not a new phenomenon. I've watched this happen for years now, but it was a post that came out this morning by our friends over at Electrek that reminded us that electric vehicles are not sold alongside other vehicles from the same manufacturer when it comes to promotional material. Open up any local newspaper and you'll see adverts for Nissans, all sorts of Nissans. Very rarely, unless you happen to live in an area like Portland, will you see one for a Nissan Leaf among that. Same for General Motors and Chevrolet, same for Ford, same pretty much for any major automaker. Which raises the question, are automakers purposely not advertising electric vehicles? Or do they feel, for some reason, that advertising an electric vehicle would somehow cause the rest of their brand to look weak? Or is it they've just got no interest in advertising those vehicles? Now, at this point, I should caution you that local newspapers and advertisements in local publications are generally done by a regional level. They're either done by the dealers themselves who are offering incentives. And I must say, locally to me here in Portland, a lot of the local dealerships do advertise plug-in vehicles alongside other brands. But if you look at national ad campaigns, things that might be in a magazine like Time or newspapers like the New York Times or the Washington Post, it's very unlikely to see an electric vehicle advertised alongside the rest of an automaker's lineup. Certainly on television. Look at Audi, look at BMW, look at Mercedes-Benz. No electric vehicles mentioned. I've seen a BMW i3 ad, but it was a separate ad for the i3. Ditto for the Volvo XC90 T8 plug-in hybrid. Same thing. Separate ad when there wouldn't ordinarily be a whole ad for all of the vehicles from a particular brand. Nissan is another one. If you look at the Nissan ads, they will have animations showing 4 or 5 different Nissan vehicles all driving together in a straight line or performing acrobatics or whatever it happens to be. The Leaf is not in there. Same with GM. So my question to you is this. Why are mainstream automakers not advertising their electric vehicles? We know from sales data that some of these vehicles are doing okay, but surely they would be doing better if more advertising money was spent on promoting them. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, as well as a thumbs up and a share if you liked. If you didn't, leave me a thumbs down and tell me why, because otherwise I can't improve. And this is going to be your last thought of the day for this year. I know. I'm sorry. I'm taking next week off to be with family and friends. I've got a couple of events planned, and then the following week I'm off to CES in Las Vegas, where I will be covering the launch of various new vehicles. The Nissan keynote, which I found out today is happening. It was happening the day I was due to leave, and I've rescheduled my flight. I've rebooked rooms so that I can stay and cover that live. And rumours are that we're going to hear something about the next generation Nissan Leaf there, probably with a 60 kilowatt hour battery, probably with the same kind of range as the Chevrolet Bolt EV. And that makes me very excited because I own a Nissan Leaf and we quite like another one. So thank you for all of your hard work and support in watching this show. And I do say hard work because sometimes I am hard work to watch. But thank you for all of you who've watched this year. Thank you for the several thousand new subscribers we've had this year. Thank you to all of those who posted nice comments over the years. Thank you to everyone who's posted not so nice comments. Thank you to everyone who sent this guy love and say they want him to be featured more often. I think we need more fluff in our Transport Evolved videos, which I think would be good. And thank you to everyone who's been wonderful, great ideas about the RAV4 EV. Thank you to everyone who supported me on Patreon this year. As we're coming to the end of the year, I'm finally reaching a point where I'm no longer at minimum wage, which is fantastic. So that means more good, fun things for 2017. If you've got any thoughts as to what we can do next year, please do reach out and let us know. Until then, I hope you have a very happy holiday, whether you are celebrating Mithras, whether you are celebrating Christmas, whether you are celebrating Hanukkah, which falls on the same day, of course. Any of the other festivals that also happen to fall around the same time, Kwanzaa, etc., etc. I hope you have a great time. I hope you have time with your family. I hope you are not at work on the days that matter to you. And I will see you next year. And also, in response to those who want more fluff in the show, I thought I'd wear a tail for you today. It's not the dog, but it's still pretty cute. All right, have a great break, and I'll see you next year. Bye.